And we're streaming the game. We're gonna do a bunny approved build.
Yeah.
Bunny, only half of those highs exist. It's just me and Scott today. Just me and mommy. The Mother's Day adventure. How's it going, medium? Wish you could help. Yeah, I messaged Firos this morning, and he never got back to me, so I just presume that he is unconscious to the world. And Viper said that he didn't want to hang out with us today. He was too cool, he had better stuff to do, and he doesn't like us anymore. How's it going, Phoenix? And Arduin? And Fluffles? And Lucid Adventure? Scott's just picking up the last couple bits of his talents, and then we'll be on our way.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember exactly how Zek works.
He's a rat, and he's cold. He's a cold rat. Fluffles needs to go to work. Me too. That's why I'm here. Hi, Ezra-Bird. Oh god, Fluffles. Boom, headshot! So this was in the shadows. Fluffles is dead, so no work. Look, in some professions, death doesn't stop you from working. Hello, Iris. Hey, it's Viper. That guy doesn't want to hang out with us no more. Sniff, sniff. Thank you for the 39.
I think that might have to do.
That'll do. How's it going, Raythrow? Theme drum, probably. Yes. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, so I had to wing it in the title. I could change it now, but I won't. Wraithbow setting off the early hype train.
Choo-choo.
Thank you very much. Ooh, also, Morning at the Lake with... No, but I can't do it because Grookley has a different weapon he needs.
Yep.
I mean, we can do it, but it won't matter for the weapon. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I imagine we're probably going to want 2 of us to get daily if possible. I suppose, probably.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a nice build.
How's it going, Darkus?
So I guess the question is, which one do you want daily on? Because for me, it's obvious. I want him on Zek.
Probably Evelyn. So, a couple of mages. So now the countdown is going to be a little bit more difficult with just the 2 of us.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I just have to remember I gotta wait the half a beat, and hopefully that works out. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Got it.
Got it.
Sweet. See?
I still got it. Let's see. Wolfie's still good, but less important in a chill run because everything is going to be slowed forever.
Yeah, but we also don't have Yager, so we can't get the
Oh yeah,
upgraded
we
movie.
can't. That's right. I mean,
I mean, we can, but not through
yeah, not
that.
automatically. Oh hey, we could beat up Yager for once. That'll teach him not to be in our team. So I guess Grookly will take Sharpie. Do you have anything in particular you want on Gustav?
Um,
Thank you very much, Phoenix.
I want
I
to
think I
see.
might just take Chompy.
Okay, fair enough. Then I will be sharp. We have a train going. It's 75% to the next level. Okay. Actually, I should search for chill, not frost.
And of course, now the cat wants attention. She
Isn't
made sure
that
to wait
isn't that every
until,
minute of every day?
well, yes, but she waited until the stream started to be especially visible.
Do, 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 do. Get a couple of shatters in here. Good old winter orb. I'm gonna get the tanky one because I'm doing Evelyn tank. And then Grookly needs all the bleed things because eventually the bleed is going to be turned into chill. Let's see. Oh god, Pizza Saber! Boom! Headshot! Arjuan's blasted you, and it's allowed us to move along the hype train to the next level. Also, Darkus, hi. I see Haley, Lee. Hi. So I'm gonna be distracted for a minute while I get everything set up. Can you suggest? You can suggest whatever you like, but we're doing a frost run. Did I eat a yummy breakfast? I ate a very quick breakfast because I was behind the 8 ball this morning. Do. It's like I could take butchering just for the thematics, but I've never liked the fact that it costs 3.
Yeah, it's expensive for what it does.
Hmm. You know, I'm gonna take a couple of one-cost Wrens. Who uses Wrens in this day and age?
Apparently you.
And starting deck Magnus. Thank you very much.
Who will immediately get rid of them every time.
Well, unless you're playing on a harder difficulty.
Who will still immediately wish they could get rid of them every time.
No.
Yeah.
Quiet down, Mr. Green. uh, yeah, what the heck? I'm gonna grab one just cause I can. Oh man, I need a lot more cards for Grookly because all of those cards that he starts with are so bad. Ba 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 ba. You know what? We'll grab a couple of those. I'll grab one of those. And that's probably fine. Fine-ish, good enough. And I'll grab one of those too, because it's nice. Okay. Ardern had a 4 piggy bank seed last night. If it's all like in Act 1, it can be very good. Why is piggy bank good again? Because it allows you to make big chests so you can have more money for the next run, which is the secret to some of our success. Okay. Train complete. Yeah, I'm not going to keep these punches, but they're cheap to upgrade, so I'll upgrade them for now. Okay, get rid of all that. Let's see. Any more good chill cards I can grab on you? Oh yeah. Barrage. I need the Icicle Barrage. It doesn't come up when you look for chill. Also, I need Cold Snap.
Okay, I'm good.
Hi, good. I'm Lee.
Hey, you're funny.
You don't have to lie. Okay, so let's just go boom. And I'm not going to keep you guys for long, but again, you're cheap to upgrade, so I'll upgrade you for now. And I'm not even going to look at this opening shop. Okay, boom.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so there's no point going in the morning of the lake. We can get the apprentice craftsman's here. We can get a chilled servo.
It's Morbin time.
Yep.
And then we can beat up Yager. That'll teach him not to be in our party.
Yeah. How dare he?
How dare the shop? I'm offended at the shop.
Yeah, I was gonna like pick something up and just be like, ha, but there's this, but no, really, all of this is useless.
Up and away.
Oh, we're getting iced. Very start of our ice run.
It seems somehow appropriate.
Beat everyone up. And then see, I brought Gustav for our healer because he can also ice. Technically, oh wow, first elite immune to chill. That's also somehow appropriate.
We got chilled, and then their elite is immune to chill. Is this an omen?
I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, you did the bleed takes off at the end of the turn?
Yeah, just for more bleed stacks, because I don't care about the bleed. The bleed is going
Yeah,
to be
that's
the
true.
vehicle to chill.
Yeah.
So just the more bleed that I can apply, the better.
Yes, Bunny? There's some ice here.
Is Zek batterying? I mean,
He's
Zek is
gonna
definitely
do.
chilling.
Yeah, he's gonna do a little bit of it, but he's mostly here for the ice power.
Want to play ATO with us one day? I'm sure we can make that happen.
I think it's actually better to just winter. Oh, well, it's debatable.
How's it going, Mr. Bearman? Got him. Let's see here. Yeah, do I just finish? Well, the bleed applies at the end of the turn, so he would die immediately, so I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to make sure that both of these die at the end of their turn. And in fact,
Make one of them die immediately. Specifically the imp.
yeah, specifically that one. So here you go.
And
Fish.
Fish. And I have no attacks, because of course. Here you go, Grookly. Get nice and juiced.
He's juiced up. Yes, this is a very cool build. Bonk.
Oh. You know what? Sure.
Viper, why is Bun not playing with us? Because everything was very last minute. I didn't know how many people I was going to be with until like a half hour before the stream officially started, because Furios never got back to me and you told me that you were too cool to play with us anymore.
I mean, we could just fight him.
Just
Although the
scare.
cold spell might also have a positive effect on the house thing afterwards. I know the rain does. I don't know if the cold does. Oh, but you did not get a cold spell.
Oh, no, I'm sad. And now we are on fire. Slow down the Kjorn. I don't know why, it's just something weird about a stealthy ice frog.
Gotta watch out for those.
Mama always warned me about the stealthy ice frog.
I mean, I suppose we just win.
You sounded almost disappointed.
I'm just like, I'm launching off all these spells, and since they're random, I'm not like fully paying attention. And then I realize the enemies are just dying one by one, and I'm like, oh, this just finishes the battle. Okay.
Aha!
Okay.
Ah, we got
Nice.
the rope!
Yeah. That's always nice.
And a corrupted rune stone.
That everyone totally wants.
A ground slam for Grookly is not something I need. Removal card for Evelyn for some reason seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
And you've added a card or two, didn't you?
Yeah, at least one.
So you at least have the option. And uncertain if you want to use the option, but you have the option. Haha. No evading around here. I like those hits. I'll keep that going.
It's like the same exact hand I just had. I think this time I do want to play the Serenade, though.
Yeah, we're missing a couple of HPs.
And it is Gustav's job to make them go up, so I can't just, like, not play his healing spells all the time. Once in a while is fine, but can't neglect them forever.
Mr. Bearman, why Grookly? Grookly on the surface seems like an odd choice for a nice build, but there's going to be a weapon that I get in the next zone that converts all bleed to chill. and converts all of my damage to frost damage. So then it becomes very clear as to what my intentions are. It's gonna be, he's gonna go very, very frosty very quickly. Sad Winter Orb is sad.
I mean, you can either double Frost Nova or double Frostbolt at least.
Yeah, I kind of like the double Frost Nova.
Yeah, Bunny, that's what I was mentioning earlier, is I personally love the Icebreaker, but you can't get that in the Frost Axe, and if you're doing a full Frosty build, the Frost Axe makes more sense.
How's it going, coffee now? Hope you enjoy your coffee. You know what? It's just meh. Bonk. Darkus, I am seeing every comment. Just because I don't respond to them doesn't mean I don't see them. There are some games where I have a hard time keeping up with comments, but this is not one of them. I see you saying about evasion run a lot. But here's my secret. The more you say it, the less likely I am to do it. Wink.
Oh, I forgot to get rid of Black Death. That's fine.
Corrupt Blade Storm. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, why not? Remove you. Oh, because of that card pickup, I was able to use both of mine, both of my removals.
Yeah, I was only able to use one, but I did use it. I got rid of an Ice Lance, because that was just basically filler.
All more or less a coin flip.
Well,
Honestly,
I'll
three out
take
of
one out
four.
of... Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw like a lot of 40%. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Now we get to hog tie the guard.
How's it going, Visera? Yes, a Fwog is cold support. Ow.
Yeah, we needed a healer, and I'm like, well, I like Gustav. Bunny likes Gustav. Gustav has an Ice Arrow card. Close enough. None of the actual healer class characters can really do anything cold, unless you want to count Nezglect with the Chilling Gaze, but...
It's true. Have we done a full offensive song, Gustav? We have. We did a whole choir team at one point.
Yeah.
Just everybody singing the songs of our people.
Eh.
I mean, do you want to do 3 Frost Novas?
Yes.
You're like, sure, why not?
Yeah, I also miss screaming heavy metal Gustav. That was the best.
He had a set of pipes on him. And then he misplaced the pipes.
Which is why now he plays the lute.
It all makes sense. I don't think we need any more removal.
Not at the moment.
I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's like the fight will probably be over before it'll matter, but just in case.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's true. Zach does have a broken leg, but
Oh, yeah.
it'll be fine.
Ow. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Sheep.
Hmm.
Stealthy Ice Frog.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's a card you could have removed.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Excellent.
Really proving its worth.
Perfect lethal.
I don't know if I could do it.
I don't know, it seems like too much.
It was real hard.
Corrupt Sawtooth knife isn't bad, but it's also not what I need.
Look, if you can give it to me, I'd use it.
I'm sure you would.
I'll just take that nice dark miasma.
That's not something you hear every day.
Lee, what is Evelyn's equipment gonna be for the end? Well...
I mean, you'll probably want
I
a
haven't thought
corrupt
that far ahead.
glacial hammer,
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much standard.
and then maybe see. Part of me says you want a frost guard, but part of me says your frost guard just ruins everything for you. So I actually don't know what you want for armor. I guess just something
I think I
with a
would get
lot
her a
of.
frost guard because I'm not going to lean into chilling myself. I'm going to do things differently.
But isn't that how she thinks?
Well, I'm gonna be light on tanking, even though she's in front and going to tank.
I have concerns now.
Look, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, honestly, just doing Faborg scales shenanigans is probably the way to go.
Dead.
Yeah, we could do things here. Let's see. You're gonna go next. All right.
Well, you
You'll
can
actually
kill
die.
her. Yeah. Yeah, Bunny, there's a couple of there's an icicle spell that can apply self-chill. There's Icy Veins, which turns bleed into shield and then also applies chill to self. So there's a couple cards, not a lot, but there's a couple cards that can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
No level up for Zach.
The onslaught. Man, I'm just looking at the next level for Grookly, and I'm just like, offensive mastery is so good, but bloody, but offensive mastery, but.
Yeah.
Ow. $74 bleed. Done.
Not a bad start.
Yeah.
For chill.
Well, that'll be a lot more chill.
Yeah. Get that up because that's important here, and then some Winter Orb action. Yes.
Got him.
That was the real good play.
Scott, do you have the stanza buffs all damage?
No. I forgot that was a thing, and Gustav, at the end of the day, isn't really going to be doing a lot of damage. He's here for support and healing.
Does Despair count as a cold spell? No.
Oh yeah, defense and skill. That makes sense.
It didn't matter. That guy never got a turn.
Oh, that's not bad.
Battle plan's not bad. Yeah, I'll take the battle plan. That's fine. How's it going, Lyric Scroll? How you doing?
That is true, Bunny. You can apply stanza to the whole party with level 5, but at the end of the day, that's still a fairly small amount of bonus damage.
A woolly hat. $70. All right.
Immune to wet.
This will be fine.
Yeah, it's not like we play lots of spells or anything.
Ice Tank Evelyn. Eventually she'll be Ice Tank Evelyn. Right now she's just kind of in front, not as effective as I'd like to be Evelyn. Getting her started in Act 1 is hard. Ooh, Harpy or Angry?
Yes.
Something like that. What are the ice perks I took at the beginning of the run? Evelyn, there is a tanking chill one, but I feel like I'm never gathering enough chill for that to be worth it. So Evelyn, I just have +1 chill application. And Grookly, I got the chill on enemies slows them down for just more frequently, just so we can have more consistent speed manipulation stuff. And then I don't know what Scott took.
I took chill. More specifically, I just took the apply more chill because that's my thing. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hit the invisible person. You can do it. Yeah. There you go. Next. Feros is alive.
Heroes, I don't think that's accurate. I feel like Zek doing cold things is Zek doing Zek.
Nailed it.
He called it heresy. It's like, no, that's what Zek do.
No, isn't that when we see Monty? That's a hair I see. I'm not sorry.
Heroes, feel free to leave now.
Another ice barrier is probably a good idea.
No.
Did we have anything that... Actually, no, it doesn't matter if people want to remove things or not, because we don't have a cleric. Because as much as I sometimes believe, Gustav is not a cleric.
Yeah.
Fitty shot at foraging.
I mean, sure.
We have failed critically.
And Sneaky Frog.
What do you mean, Sneaky Frog? We're just 3 adventurers on a stroll. I was so confused. I looked at the hand and I was like, where did this Tome of Intellect come from? I didn't have a... Wait, where did this Black Death... Oh, it's not me.
Yes, that's not Evelyn. I'm a little sad that I'm just shy of being able to like Winter Orb Shatter. I think double Winter Orb is very nice though.
Well, the back guy remains unscathed from your wintry shenanigans. Oh, there you go.
Screw that one guy in particular. Also, look at this sweet 0 base damage. Oh, yeah, it went up to 1.
Better watch out. Ba 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 ba. I could Ice Barrier your Winter Orb, but I feel like that would be sad. But everything else I do would be... Yeah, I guess it's fine. Armor up. Boop. You're the fast one, right? So, oh, look at that. And start bopping. Oh, recently unlocked Maluka. Oh, Maluka is fun times.
Have fun, Grookles.
Why isn't Thul's the best ice mage here? I feel like we have differing opinions.
I mean, to be fair, Thul's was the one that did the massive Frost Axe shenanigans because he has the whole
true.
poisonous blood thing and.
But Grookly can theoretically do the same thing with less steps.
Yeah.
It's just I happened to get the sauce with Thul's last time. How's it going, Lyra?
I think they're dead.
Oh, they're just napping. You know what? I'll take another shatter.
Sure, we'll totally deliver your message to your master, maybe.
Wink. Hey, I found a piggy bank.
Piggy bank seed!
Oh, look. I know I can make enemies bleed, but hear me out. I can make myself bleed.
I mean, you could.
That's one of those items where I'm just like, but why though?
Big dog.
Are we believing?
Aw, but it was better than a coin flip.
Yeah, but that's how it works for me.
Ow.
I guess I do this. Oh, I guess I'll play everything then. Alright then, that'll do.
Let's see. Speed everyone up. Get some vitalizing. And then sneaky. Hey, it's a frog.
What? I don't see a frog. You keep saying that, but
It's a frog.
it's just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
We could make it if we try.
Just the three of us.
Just the three of us.
We'll be here all week.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
They're always asking for ultra karaoke. There we go. They got a little taste of it.
I'm so sorry. Well, I can do very limited things. I'm almost thinking repetition training the Carnage. Doing that and then just like the Rend. I think that's not bad. I'm gonna Rend first. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have Rended first. That's fine.
Everything is fine. In fact, everything is awesome.
Oh hey, when does Frog get here?
You know, he just showed up. You know, that's not a bad ice shot.
I was going Pallet of Bread. Throws a double-decker couch at Scott. Look. Well, couches are meant to be comfortable. That's probably fine, right? Alright. Can we do it?
Well, you're down to a single target, so a lot of this stuff is gonna do some work. In fact, you can double cold snap. Or, double cold snap. Double shatter because of cold snap.
And then I can isobro bicycle
A bicycle barrage. Now I want to see an attack that literally just, like, launches a barrage of bicycles at the enemy.
That's my secret weapon.
Break out the Liu Kang with the bicycle kick. Corrupt Dark Ritual. That's not terrible.
Yeah. That's, yeah, it's a whole extra energy. And less damage taken.
You
Not
know
bad
what?
at all.
I'll take it. Why not?
I was going Ryuka. Why didn't I play the new pilot in Star Vader? I I don't think it was called Star Vader, but I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now. But I know what game you're talking about.
Our Survivor? No, now I can't think. My brain!
Yeah, dude, our brains aren't braining. But the answer to the question was, it didn't do that well on YouTube. And if I'm being perfectly honest, it was never a game that I personally was terribly interested in myself. I know that Scott really liked it, and James really liked it, and I played a bit of it, and I thought it was okay.
Oh, Time Wasters.
Time Wasters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're talking about the new pilot in Star Vader, the game I just played. That's because
Oh.
I think I'd had to do a run to unlock them or something, so I didn't. We just kind of downloaded it and then immediately played it from there. I just went in. Fight.
Eat him.
It's very expensive. I don't necessarily need to do it. Oh, but I'm sad about it. You know what? I'll do something like this. This will give me maximum amount of hits. I'll just work on the ads for now, I suppose.
I don't need the HP recovery right now, so let's do... I don't need the speed either. Well, I mean, I guess I just set this up, call it a day.
Well,
Okay.
look at all this corruption.
Suppose I should have managed search first.
No,
Didn't
no,
get
you're fine.
punished.
Never punished.
Mystical Barrage or Tome of Intellect? I'm leaning toward Tome. Just because the icicles are random anyway,
Yeah.
so they might just hit the trunky. But this is guaranteed to do work.
Evelyn has so much energy.
Isn't it nice?
That's pretty nice. And, you know, the mana gem, you know, just...
So you can easily play everything, is what you're saying.
Yes.
The shame that the ice barrier won't do much, but it's still probably worth playing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't cold snap the, oh, well.
Yeah, it's the different Wonder Orb.
Yeah. That's pretty good, though. The shame that it's vanished, so you can't cold snap that spell, but it did work.
Alrighty then. Eh. You're going next, sure. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Him getting that is not worth it, I don't think. Yeah. Oh, wait.
All right.
There's a fish!
I have card. Slap the deck with the fish because he's hurt. Let's see. Things. Don't want to do that yet.
Wraithbow, you have so much Lee to watch today, so I have yesterday's video open in a tab to get around to. Is this a bad time to mention that there's going to be a bonus video on the channel today? Yes, more than one.
Well,
Lyric Troll, you shouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure you've already seen it.
ow.
Also, yes, Thorn's hurt.
This will be fine, right? If I... maybe not. I was gonna cold snap the Winter Orb, but I think I might actually die.
Yeah, yeah, because you would definitely take, yeah, because you take like 50 damage, because you have no sharp resistance at all.
I was gonna say I wish I had one more energy for Shatter, because that's a big Shatter.
I mean,
I could life tap. It's fine.
Is it though?
Look, we heal after this.
But do you live now?
Maybe?
Also, what is this hand?
Just kill him. That's what I was hoping anyway. Yes.
You're like, please.
It's like I figured I was doing so much damage, we would surely just end the battle, right?
Immolate. Scorching Ray. Oh, corrupt dirty bandages.
Yeah. It's just what Zach needed.
Zach is like, can I has now, please?
Could take Gilmer's branch, but honestly, it's not that good. And I'm about to get stuff.
How's it going, Alira? It's on the menu in town too. Making everybody better. Buying lots of things. Going to blue portals. Hey, look, a whirlpool. We never go the bottom path unless there's the whirlpool.
Okay, first of all, low self-esteem. Goodbye.
Plate mail. I'm gonna be getting those Feyborg scales, I think. Yeah. That's gonna help a lot. With the scales, it means that I don't have to apply self-chill to be effective, because I'll just have lots of armor through that. How's it going, Wimpy? Thank you for the follow. But I'll start rolling for a couple of things here. I will be slow, but that's okay. I'll only be slow until I draw my card that dispels all of it off of me. Oh, there's a Glacial Hammer immediately.
I see a Stainless Cuirass. That's kind of tempting.
I take it I should wait for you on the Glacial Hammer?
Yeah, I definitely want that on at least one of my characters.
You didn't know I was on Twitch? I am on Twitch. Glad you could make it.
Oh, amulet of speed. Do I want that? I think I do. I mean, what else would I be going for? Uh,
Oh god. You love the rounds and other stuff, but mainly rounds. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Not that we've done it in a while, but good times. Also, you got blasted by mediocre. Enjoy your new head wound. Boo, 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 boo.
Actually, really tempted to just go greater mana potion for Zek. I almost never use that, but it's actually pretty good because it just the corrupt version is just +1 energy every turn.
That's not bad.
Although I guess mages don't need that as badly because he's gonna have mana gems and evocations and.
I can get a yellow flash freeze and flash freeze myself.
Oh, life essence. I'll take that.
Yeah, rounds definitely a game that you want to play not by yourself.
Yeah, I imagine playing it by yourself would not be particularly interesting. Ooh, actually, I think Druidic Amulet. Yeah, you know what? Do that.
I don't know what.
He's a good friend of mine.
Let's see. Probably get rid of one of you now.
Top rerolls, as usual, are not being kind to me. Like, I'm seeing the same few epics over and over again, and they're not the ones I'm looking for.
Yeah. And I finished messing with my decks, so I'm just really waiting on you to find the
Oh, Glacial Hammer! Look at that!
See, look, perfect.
Alright.
Okay, let me make sure I'm on the correct character. Alright. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Got it.
Also got it. Excellent. When am I going to play again? Rounds? Not sure, honestly. Just hasn't really been in the cards, mainly because there's just time allocations between me and James and figuring out all of the mods because no one wants to see it vanilla. So, undetermined. I can give Evelyn this kite shield, even though I do want the scales, but it'd be good for right now. See you buying that breastplate.
Yeah, I'm at this point I'm settling for things because I can't find. Oh, I found a Frostfire ring. That could actually be really good. That's kind of what I want for Zek. Do you want to try to get a Frostfire ring?
Um, maybe. I'm just kind of rolling to look at what my
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I'm already at the point where I'm a little uncomfortable with how low my funds are because I didn't start with as much as I usually do, and I just had to do a lot of re-rolling just to find the hammer.
Mama, what are you saying?
Mama's having a rough time.
Yeah, sure. You can have that.
Yeah, Cloak of Speed is what I
Yeah.
was looking for Gustav, but I ended up I just don't have the money to keep re-rolling. Maybe I'll be able to find it in Town 3. But I did get the Steadfast Boost, which is a decent substitute. I have no weapon for Gustav because I wanted a singing sword, but we'll see how that goes.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not finding things that are good. You know what, Grookly? Bloodstone. I think that will be lovely for you. So now it's just a ring for Grookly and the Viper ring I think would be neat. Viper ring or the Frostfire ring, obviously, but that would be for a little bit later. And then, yeah, just a ring for Evelyn, too, so... Viper and or Frostfire ring, I guess is what I'm looking for now. I'm not going to go too much harder for similar reasons. You know what? I think I'm going to have Evelyn take the Sapphire ring. Well, there's the Fervent ring, which is like the Frostfire ring for Grookly. So, you know, then I think I'm willing to settle. I think that'll be fine. Alright, so I guess with that, I'm done. Yeah, I hear you, Wimpy. We know how to do mod stuff. Like, we've done plenty of videos with doing mod stuff. It's just, it's not like a simple, hey, we're gonna play this game, open up the game, and then do it. It involves an amount of prep work to figure out what mods we're getting, what mods work, what mods don't, etc., etc. Let's see what Scott's got going on over here.
Gotta pick up my healing serenade. I think that's pretty much everything I need. I'm sure if I forgot something, I'll realize it after we start the next act.
Yeah.
I can get rid of one of those.
Like my Evelyn is going to be a little suboptimal until the end of this act, because I'm really banking on it. Banking on getting the scale going. Okay.
Okay, we'll do that, and then I guess we're good.
Alright, now we gotta go to the boat. What does the ladder guy want the rope for?
I don't know.
We're not gonna see him, unfortunately, but I just noticed that he wants a rope, and I'm just like, you have a ladder, what do you need a rope for?
Wants to make it into a rope ladder. Isn't that how that works?
I don't think that is how that works. What's the coolest strongman thing I got to see, Mr. Bearman? I got to hang out with and have a conversation with the strongest man in the world.
We put the fun in no refund.
Epps, thank you for the $5.
Really been enjoying the Nova Drift videos on YouTube. And your channel is giving me a lot of ideas of other games to play. Thanks for all the content.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Oh. Bam, bam. See that opening turn? It's going to be so much better when I'm also applying 30 chill, because then we don't have to worry about who's going next, because it'll be always us.
Yeah, but to be fair, Zek is gonna do some work here.
That's true. I just
I
know
wish
that
I could double
things
blizzard, but
things get faster around here. And by faster, I mean we get slower.
oh yeah, take that blizzard. Oh, and all that burn too.
How strong is the strongest man? Pretty strong. Strong enough to lift 320 pounds over their head with one hand. Which I think is pretty darn ridiculous. Ta-da! Wimpy, I saw your message, and like I said, the modding part is not the problem for us. It's just the fact that it's not instantaneous, and it's just a game that we've kind of moved on from. It's it's just one of those things. Didn't the strongest man ever deadlift slightly more than half a ton? The strongest the biggest deadlift right now is 501 kg. which is like around 1,100-ish pounds, and that was done by Hafthor Bjornsson. Previously, 500 was done by Eddie Hall. All right, you keeping your eye on the birdie?
Yep. We got this. Chat. Keep an eye on it. I think it's 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had it. No whirlwind's gonna get us today. All right, let's get a Frosty Axe. See, Fears, that's the problem. You were looking at us guys. You got to be looking at the card. Ah, there's the whirlwind. Then if I blood rage, I can do it, but not really anything else. So let's. Oh yeah. Well, I guess I can do one thing else. All right then. Wimpy, I did answer you. I said, essentially, that modding is not the problem. We know how to mod. It's just that it does take some time, even if it's a small amount of time. It does take some time to set up, and it's just not a game that we're like just that into anymore. We've moved on, and that's okay. Flock of starlings in a tree outside your window, and they won't shut up. I don't know specific bird species, but I do know a thing or two about birds that don't shut up. Thankfully, where I live, the birds are pretty calm, but I've lived in places where I hope you like waking up at the crack of dawn, because that's when the birds are awake. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this to it here. A 1. Oh, that's. I mean, he is dead, but it's still disappointing. He's got all of -3 speed. Now, I think he might be dead.
Little bit.
Feed a rat a fish he day. And then however the rest of that went.
Stop.
Can he do it? Yes.
Yeah, go daily.
Corrupt Winter Orb and an Enrage. I mean, okay. And now, I saw a Corrupt Axe and I got, for a brief moment, I was excited.
So close. So close.
So this Frost Axe is a little on the spicy side for a reason that you wouldn't anticipate without really thinking about it.
Yeah, it's Grookly's gonna be a cold boy.
Well, that and I don't innately apply bleed now. I've made sure that
I suppose that's true.
all of my moves still do bleed, just because those are the ones I've picked, but it's not innate.
Let's do it. Let's catch some fish.
Come on, Whirlwind.
Oh, we got frozen fish.
You know,
In some ways it's interesting. In some ways it's especially bad because respect for cold damage.
but hear me out. I mean, as long as your frost isn't applying extra things, just giving it to Evelyn is pretty good. Do you want to deal with sadness?
I hate it, but exotic shop is good.
Which plan we're playing? Across the Obelisk. There's obelisks, and we are crossing them. Boop, boop. Probably you, right? All right, little bit to everybody. Wimpy, do I play Crab Champions? I have heard of Crab Champions. I've yet to play Crab Champions. It seems neat, but just haven't gotten around to it. We got so many games coming up, but that's one that we'll probably hit up eventually. It's about crabs that are champions and stuff. That was the general gist of what I got about it. Yeah. It's sad. And there they go. Oh, just so sad. Wait. She can evade the fish.
Yes. You'll still get the vitality.
Alright then.
So, I like that you reduced the cost of all your sad.
Yes.
Hey, look, free sad.
I'm an expert. I've had free sad for years. Corrupt assassin's tools. Oh, and I can corrupt the kite shield that I'm going to be getting rid of. So much sad. We had to pay for those? I'm in so much debt. Same.
Like, on the one hand, it's a little sad to see already corrupted assassin tools there because they're really strong. But theoretically,
Gustav?
could use that on Gustav.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gustav could use it because he can stealth and he likes sharp.
It's just the question of, do I want to lean into that because I'm the healer?
Well, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. You do whatever's in your heart.
It's like right now I'm using the stimulant pills, which, especially once they're corrupted, are very strong for support. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, hey, we leveled. Now versatile is where Evelyn becomes an actual tank forever. And then bloody gives me the bleed on hit, even on regular hits, back again. Even though offense mastery. Oh, I'll miss you. I'll miss you. I'm sorry. Without having stuff, I don't think it matters where we go.
Yeah, I can't even remember what these do. I'm still not super familiar with this.
Well, because we have Zach, maybe. Yeah, we got a magic torch from somebody who was sad. How's it going, Lord Draconic?
Well, exotic shop.
But they're gonna have thorns.
That's fine.
Fish. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Thorn's Proliferation, I think you just Whirlwind and then pretty much call it a day. Like, we don't want to play too many cards if we can help it.
Part of me wants to repetition training the whirlwind, but I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get another cycle. So
Yeah, I doubt the fight will last that long.
fish. Just Evelyn over here, just getting smacked by frozen fish.
I think I'm just gonna feed people up and then call it a day. Well, I could ice. No, I'm not doing like anything with that right now. Fine.
Oh god! Ryuka blasted Lord Draconic.
Blizzard.
Uh,
Soul Harvest.
yeah. You gotta watch your head around here. People are scary.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you need to do anything here.
No. It's like I could top off your energy, but you've already got quite a bit.
If it turns out I need 2 more energy.
You don't.
I drew 3 shatters. I think I was okay. Hey, flash freeze. Black Death coming in clutch again. Yeah, why do you still have that?
I.
Oh, hey, a Frost Guard.
Yeah. Frost Guard is actually kind of what I want for Zach. I was looking for it, couldn't find it. Do you also want a Frost Guard?
The way I'm going to be rocking Evelyn, I could get away with the Frost Guard because, I mean, obviously I'd get rid of the cooling servos, but since every frost spell gives me armor now, and whenever I apply chill, I'll get armor, I don't need to apply self-chill anymore because the only thing that works with is my armor spell, but I'm going to have a ton of armor. Oh, you're right. The scale is an armor, Mr.
Yeah,
Batman.
so if
you
you're
are
going
correct.
Fateborg scale,
So
you don't.
it's all yours.
Alright.
I was about to say, unless Grookly, and then it was already gone. I was like, you know what, Grookly with the Cloak of Speed's fine.
Look, you said all yours. It was done. The transaction was complete.
Oh. I just like just a whole lot of I accept your deals, and then no way I'm making a deal with you. But I like how Zek
Oh
can
wait,
say
the
both.
Frost Axe. We can corrupt the Frost Axe. I don't know why that didn't occur to us.
That's pretty good. It's gonna take my
Yeah.
jewelry, which is sad.
What did you have? The Fervent Ring?
Yeah.
Well, you can always get another one.
um, how does the fervent ring upgrade? How does that corrupt? Because it's I'm essentially trading one corruption for the other.
It corrupts into +1 bleed charges and 5%
Oh.
resistance.
And actually, no, because we still have 2 more acts, so I could
Yeah,
get it
you
and
could
then
get it in
re-corrupt.
Act 3 and Act 4.
Okay, so yeah, corrupting the frost axe is plenty good. How's it going, Phoenix? Everyone's like, kill him. Everyone with the bloodlust.
Long live the king. Or as Sean Connery would say, it's good to be king.
Nasty rat must die. And several rats. He's a rat king. Fish. I'm gonna battle plan first, see if I can get anything better. Ooh. I'm gonna be very cold. But I've made them very, very cold. At least I'm not on fire. It's true. The blood rage could also set me on fire if I had the ring, which leads me to believe that I should probably get rid of the blood rage next town.
God.
You're supposed to draw your blizzard. What happened? Hold on.
Look, I
Wait.
still could.
Evade your fish.
Freaking Black Death.
If it's the next card in your deck, then it was all your fault forever.
Yeah, this is kind of a sad hand, because I literally don't even have an ice spell. It's like, I have a cold snap. Yay. But at least I'm still doing supporty things. It's not like I'm doing nothing, it's just...
It's just sad.
Yeah. But hey, people have got energy.
Okay. Well, let's do some things.
Damn. It's a pretty good cold spark.
It's not bad.
And now that winter orb. Oh, that's so good.
Now Evelyn's tanking. She's like, let me repair your armor on my way out. Aha!
There you go. Your top deck power was superior to mine own. I mean,
Sirotova.
I'm not trying to be a battery, but there's something to be said about having a second mana surge. It's pretty not bad.
It is pretty not bad. Yinging Badge on Zek and Maluka is very strong when you're doing dark build stuff, because it's just... You no longer have to worry about healing. Your healing is murder.
Yeah. But I'm not going dark build right now, unfortunately.
I mean, he says that, but he's got a Black Death in his hand. I'm just saying.
Shut your mouth! Mental note, don't you dare forget to remove it. The mocking will be ceaseless.
Maybe something like that.
The problem is I'm so used to never removing unique cards, because usually they're so good that you just don't want to remove them. But it's like, this is one of those cards where it's like, yeah, but in the build I'm doing, it actually just isn't useful. But I still glossed over it when I was in the church because, again, I'm used to ignoring unique cards, because they're generally good.
I'm going to assume I'm not going to get another turn. I'm just going to play what I can to set up as much stuff as I can. Make him nice and slow. Oh, Mr. Bearman having Chinese? I'm jealous. I can't even think of the last time I had Chinese. It's been a while.
Been a while.
I mean, Scott, if it gives any indication of how long it's been, I'm reasonably confident the last time I had Chinese was with you. When's the last time we had Chinese?
Quite some time ago.
There's gonna be a Grookly statue. Assuming that he lives that long. Which, depending on how many shatters I draw here. Not one.
One shatter. Possibly two. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think he's super dead.
Yeah.
It's hilarious he's not immune to chill. Yeah, you'd think he would have that locked down, but I guess not.
Oh, it's giving me some interesting cards, but they're still not... I should be using Squall, but I didn't take the
Yeah.
perk that makes Wet increase cold damage because I figured we'd be doing Frostfire Rings, which
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, which is why. I'm wondering if you have a list on one of your Nova Drift runs, most successful runs, or anything like that. I mean, the closest thing I have is I have a playlist of every Nova Drift run forever. Look, I can not get a conversion ring, and I can just get the frozen tear.
You could.
And then just never have to think about it ever again.
Oh, see, Freezing Ink is how I would have gone if I was playing Wilbur, because that, with like the Winter Nights tomes...
I mean, if I'm just purely doing charges or frost charges or setting up for frost charges, this is technically better than a conversion ring because the conversion ring does more damage itself, but this sets up for more damage for everybody else.
Yeah, it's a little sad that you won't be able to corrupt it, but
I'm going to get it as a
charges.
backup. I think I'm going to look for other rings, but if I don't find other rings, I'm not going to be heartbroken about it.
It's just nothing I need here.
Still not using the new chill item. Just popped in. Is there a new chill item? What do we have for green portal? Oh, for the
It's the Tinkerer.
What is the
thing.
reward for that?
Like nothing. I think he gives you some shards or something. It's like it's so mediocre that it's just never registered in my memory. Like I've done it a couple times, and both times I'm pretty sure it's just been like, really, okay, whatever.
Let's see. Convert reinforced to chill. It's really fun. Do we know what it's called? Because I feel like I've seen every item. I have every item. I just don't remember.
Wasn't that one of the cups or so? Oh wait, no, you're thinking of let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it was a jewelry or an accessory.
Neverfrost?
Not the Neverfrost. There was
Yeah,
another
no.
thing he drops.
Frozen heirloom?
Yeah, Frozen Heirloom, I think is the one, right?
When you apply insulate, recover HP and suffer chill.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I've used it once. I think
Oh,
we were doing the new content and I was Evelyn and I took that,
you're
but
talking
it
about
was like,
the chalice, the goblet, I think.
oh, okay. I still actually don't have the Blood Goblet or the Cold Bone Goblet unlocked because I've personally never been to the the throne event.
You should do it.
You guys went once, but it was a week when I wasn't there.
We don't do a green portal often enough, and we have a quest.
Oh, the main temple, the monster trainer.
But that means we can't do the
Oh,
quest.
oh, but if we go to the aqueduct for the monster trainer, we can also
Oh, do the spider
see
cave.
Charles and go to the spider cave.
Yeah, that does seem pretty good.
So I think we have a plan. And as usual, it completely ignores the Tinkerer because he's dumb.
Hey, Scott,
That
you ready to roll
that's
for?
that's a frost guard and a glacial hammer ready to go.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Got it.
Also got it. Easy.
And then, are you gonna try to get the frost guard on Grookly, or what are you gonna do?
I think that Grookly going fast is probably more beneficial to the party at large.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to get a blood guard on him, to be honest?
Look, I'm not going to make myself bleed. It's going to be fine. Oh, there's the Virulent ring.
Virulent ring?
That's what I said.
I also already found a bloodstone, so there's that. Oh, Cloak of Speed!
I'm looking for a bloodstone and a cloak of speed. Thank you very much. Hey, look, singing sword.
Cloak of Speed. Ah, that's the other thing I need on Gustav, but the Cloak of Speed on Gustav will be nuts.
Well, I just found the cloak of speed, so...
Oh, good.
Do you want me to wait, or are you doing
I'm on it. I'm staring at it.
Oh, okay. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Got it.
Also got it. We're very good at that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna corrupt... do I corrupt Evelyn's sapphire ring, or do I also hope for a conversion ring of something? I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna hold out hope for a hero.
I need a hero. Nailed it. Dang it! We're dumb.
Oh, boy,
I am staring at a fervent ring, which is...
I am also staring at a fervent ring.
Oh, there you go.
Which means that I guess my frozen tear days are over.
Yep. Oh, singing sword.
So now Frostfire Ring would be the only thing that I'm actively looking for. And maybe something to replace the cooling servos? Uncertain.
I'm still trying to corrupt a couple things. I could theoretically wait for Act 4, because then I'd also have the potential of finding mythic things, but I want corrupt things now.
I want it now.
I want it now. I want it now.
Oh, I wanted it then.
But then is now.
Oh, hey, I found the Frostfire Ring. Am I waiting?
Oh yeah, I do also need to try to fish for that. I'm selling far more supplies than I normally do this run.
I haven't sold any yet, but I am right on the line to do so. I can afford this ring. And then nothing else.
Found stimulant pills. Pills here!
I suppose while you're doing that, I will fix up some things. I'm going to get rid of this Blood Rage because I can't be trusted with it anymore.
So many epics, but none of them are the one I'm looking for. What am I still trying to get on Zek? Oh, just the Frostfire Ring? I haven't picked up an accessory on Zek at all. I don't know what I'm doing. What do I want on Zek? You know what? Screw it. I want the advanced handbook.
Alright, I've finished fixing up my deck, so now I'm just ready to pick up that ring. Wherever you are.
Okay.
Oh, except I spent some money getting rid of things, so I have to sell, like, a supply to be able to... No, I'm probably gonna actually sell a couple of supplies just so I have some extra money, just in case.
Come on, Frostfire Ring. I know you exist.
How's
There it is!
See, the run's going good. That's how you do it.
Alright.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Got it.
Oh, I missed it that time.
Aww. It's because you just mentioned how good we were at it, so it was bound to...
Yeah, I poisoned the well.
To be fair, that might have been my fault, because I felt like the count was slightly staggered. Like, the gap between the 3 and 2 felt a little different than the gap between 2 and 1, and I think I got nervous.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can.
I agree.
I do think I want to get rid of Zek's frozen carp, because Zek inflicts a lot of cold and chill, and then the chill turns into burn, so I really don't want to be having him hit people with a fish. Also,
See?
Black Death, go bye-bye.
Good. See, now Grookly hitting Evelyn with a fish is fine because he converts bleed to fire and not ice to fire, so that one's fine. And in fact, you know, Evelyn not having the Frostfire Ring is actually probably correct because she applies a... She gets Frosty herself with the cooling servo still. So, you know, maybe it was all for the best. Leads me to believe that I should get her something other than these cooling servos. But what? Maybe I just get her a greater mana potion. Every 2 turns, she gets a little bit extra energy. Although I feel like Zek's got that under control. Greater
Yeah.
health potion. Nah, she'll be fine. What do I want? Maybe I just get something mediocre now and then search for one of the really good ones in Act 4. So, yeah, I guess I'll just keep this the way it is, and then in Act 4 we'll try to find something good. Fierce is mourning the loss of Black Death.
I'm not. Also trying to decide if I should put... Like, I have Dark Feast on Zek now, and I'm trying to decide if I should put just a couple of cards back into his deck that will self-apply Dark just to, like, kind of get that going. But, I don't know.
Yeah. That's the problem with doing a cold build with Zek, is Zek is at level 3 is just like, don't really do cold here.
And that's why I almost considered getting the Yin Yang badge just because he's passively applying Dark to everybody, so he'd also be passively applying Sanctify. But I think the amount is so minute that it wouldn't be especially useful.
Hey, Gustav. You want to
I mean, that's totally what he does, right?
It's a bunny. Gustav, why are you so fast?
'Cause I got the cloak.
But I also got the cloak.
Yeah, but I'm better than you.
Aww. Oh, it's because you're hopped up on pills.
Pills here!
Lyric scroll. Unfortunately, there's no path forward without hurting the bunny. But don't worry, this is an evil bunny. You can tell because it's got red eyes.
If only we had a holy hand grenade.
Okay, we can work with this, I think.
Didn't you know albino bunnies are evil? Just by nature.
Just in case.
Okay. We got some things here.
They're gonna be so cold.
And hot.
Icy hot.
Apply directly to the forehead. Wait, what?
No! Here's the problem. Not only was that incredibly stupid, but I was thinking the exact same thing, which means that we're incredibly stupid.
Well, yeah? This isn't news, also double blizzard! They're super dead. Do you get a shatter?
No, I got a blizzard, though.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I mean, I did get a shatter, but it's not the AoE shatter.
Yeah, but if you blizzard, they're just dead.
Ta-da!
Turns out casting blizzard 3 times is death.
Ice Comet.
Oh.
We just doing a free boat?
Yeah, I like free boat. Especially since we're lower on money than we usually are.
Yeah. Our bucks ain't so war. What?
The
Viper.
Warbucks family is falling on hard times.
Viper, how is that news? It's not. It's just an observation. Look, you had one chance. Okay. I was gonna be like, you had one chance to participate in icy shenanigans and you put it back, but then you
I
just
knew I
redrew
was
it.
going to redraw it.
It's the principle of the matter. You could have put anything back, and you chose to put that one back.
Here, have 4 evasion. It's actually, the Ode to War is really good once you start getting more bonus charges on things. I mean, it's 1 energy to give someone 5 powerful, 4 evade, and 6 regen. Like, that's solid.
The power of pills.
Pills here! I can never not think it doesn't help that Furos has referenced it himself a few times, but like I always think back to Left 4 Dead with freaking what's his name? I don't know why I can't think of his name now. He's my favorite character, Bill. That's it.
Yeah. Bill's
Bill
here.
just being like, Bill's here. Dang it, Francis. Yeah, there you go, Furos.
Yeah.
God damn it, Francis.
I have not played much of Left 4 Dead, but that's mostly because I was an early adopter to I am so tired of all these zombie games.
I mean, that's fair.
It's like everybody's having fun with their Left 4 Deads and their 7 Days to Die and their this and that. And I'm like, so many zombies.
I still
was okay
enjoy
with
my
Res-
zombie games.
Resident Evil was fine. They were early on the train, and that was good enough for me.
Oh wow. So he's just dead, right?
I'm just gonna continue shattering.
That's what we do. We freeze them and then shatter them.
And then inner
That's-
combustion.
That's another cold snap.
I'd love to find a second cold snap.
That's a third one though.
Oh, you
it's
already
getting
have
to-
to.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm like, do I want a third one? It's gonna get to the point where I have more cold snaps than I do actual cold spells, and then that doesn't really work that well.
3 is certainly the upper limit. I wouldn't go more than 3, and then 3 is a lot, but depending on what you have in your deck, it could be good.
If there was nothing else good to pick there, I'd say I might still get it, but there is also Scroll of Intellect, which is a nice little, like, give someone energy without taking up space in the deck card. And I like that. So I'm gonna do that. If I didn't already have a second Cold Snap, I would have taken that. Healing Serenade is also worth consideration, but I don't think I need it.
We have not been struggling on health.
No, we haven't. And I still have 2 Vitalizing Serenades and a Healing Serenade, so it's not necessary.
It's like, we mostly haven't been
It's just-
struggling on health because nothing survives.
Yeah.
You know, that warrior code on Evelyn, I was just thinking, like, these cooling servos are whatever, but a warrior code, that's more
Yeah,
armor.
it's extra block charges.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Evelyn's a warrior. I like free boats.
So we need to go that way, and we can train a pet. Oh, Lonely Blab!
Excellent. Yes, a mage with a warrior's code.
Look, that's my favorite character archetype. It's basically a Spellblade, right?
I suppose. A song of celery.
Eat your celery.
I'd refuse. Celery's gross.
I know, it's like one of the few veggies where you're like, oh, you know what? No thanks.
I think it's the only veggie that I'm just like, no.
Look, I'm sure if I tried hard enough, I could find another veggie. Because I'm sure there's some we don't even know about around here, right?
I accidentally bled and burned Evelyn with that
See,
fish.
this is why I just got rid of the frozen carp on
All
Zek,
right.
because I knew that would be a problem.
Fine.
If you would have liked just because I'm thinking about veggies now, even though it's technically not a veggie, but I just made some quesadillas for my mom last night that you would have appreciated. They were I did marinated teriyaki chicken and then sauteed a bunch of baby bella mushrooms and
Ooh.
did chicken and mushroom teriyaki quesadillas. They were delicious.
I was gonna say, like, when you started the sentence, you just made quesadillas that you would have appreciated. And I was just like, the fact that they're quesadillas, I think I
And me.
by default, I appreciate them. But yeah, those ones seem pretty good.
Wow, none of that hit Grouply. It's fine.
Sad grookly noises. Once more with feeling.
Look, I can still do this to Grouply. That didn't miss.
Just finger slipped. Whoops! I know Evelyn had full energy, but I accidentally hit her with it. So much winter orb.
Wait, did that count? That gave you block. Did that count as a frost spell?
Faborg, if I deal damage, I get block. It's sort of an attack. It allows it.
Oh yeah, when you apply chill, I forgot that. Yeah, so it doesn't trigger your talent, but it triggers the Faborg scale, so you get a net profit in block.
Also, I have a little bit of block going here.
Yeah. Surprised you didn't use the yellow one with all that block.
I should have. I don't know why I didn't. My brain stopped. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
It's literally the only reason why it exists. Look, I saw corrupt and I'm like, corrupt is better. And there it goes.
Oh,
there
it all goes.
This whole fight is tragedy.
Fish. Let's see, I've got 8 energy. I can do some healing and some buffing.
Time to have one yellow ice block thing. Like, I should get ice block just to hand to my friends. Be like, look, now you're safe. Oh,
There, now everyone's got all the vitality and the regen.
but Evelyn's been disarmed. I should probably get rid of this bolus at some point, but...
Whirlwind. And then you just finish them off with the old Carnage.
Don Carnage. Hey, look, another Winter Orb. Ooh, another Carnage. Definitely take the other Carnage. Do I need another Winter Orb?
I could take Shadow Binding.
I have...
Do we need it, though?
I have 2 Winter Orbs. But the Winter Orbs burn, so having a third Winter Orb is probably not bad. Especially if I make it yellow, which I will, and then remember to use them first with armor.
Nothing crazy useful in here.
You had steadfast boots at one point. You can get them
I
back.
did. No, I won't.
uh, I believe in you, Zach.
I'm upset that that's an option and I have zero chance at it. But now that I see that, I'm like, wait, does that mean that you could get like a free card corruption or something?
Would it work like the corrupt altar in Act 4?
That's what I'm thinking, is maybe you could come here and like corrupt some cards. That would be neat.
This is just a free upgrade too. That's
Yeah, I'll take that.
alright, well, that's all I needed to do. Just that winter orb I just got just made it better. So
Now, who are we training?
I think it's got to be between Evelyn and Zach, right?
Yeah, because I mean, the upgraded
Yeah.
daily becomes an AoE. That's
Yeah.
really strong.
So how about you vote for you, I vote for me, and then we just
Done. Oh, I get to choose.
let fate decide. How's it going, Daniel?
I'm gonna say lowest card. Oh, you got a 0. So did I.
Oh!
Oh, jeez, how long can we keep pulling zeros?
No!
Oh!
Oh, well fought. Well fought.
That was a battle. Jeez, 3 rounds of just both pulling zeros.
I didn't think Grookley was going to be at the front line of that battle.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Inoculi.
Bye, Akili. If only we'd been able to get a pet trainer in the blue zone, which would have meant going a different route, but if we could have had double corrupt dailies.
Oh, hey, level up. Red Storm. Ooh, Spell Echo or Arcane Conduit, always a fun choice. I think Spell Echo for bigger stuff is more consistent. And then into Scott's favorite place.
Yes.
Grookley's like, I do
Grookley's
the
just like,
thing.
It's fine.
Yeah, Dead Adventures is just
Yeah,
like
the mysterious
stuff.
cocoon is just the spider pet, which we don't need. Oh, the druidic amulet. Too bad that's one of the things I've already fully corrupted.
$75.
I like money. Because I'm Poe.
That's too true. So, there you
Well,
go.
then. That's so gross. Just opens it in half. He's licking the yolk like a child eating ice cream. Like, ugh.
That's you. That's what you're doing. You, you eat it to spider.
I'm a little sick now. Fish. I could encore Power Slave. It's not particularly strong though.
You know, I'm surprised that Gustav doesn't have anything for eating spider stuff. But, like, frogs like bugs.
Eh.
Just because I can. Actually, I'll leave those two on top. Thanks, Grookly. Good aim. Oh, you know what I never got on Grookly that I needed to? I'm a fool. Thankfully, I have another act to rectify this.
What?
The bleed doubling stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, the most obvious of obvious things.
Really, game?
Do you want me?
I got both of my enchantments to make my cold stuff go crazy, and then I got like every battery card.
You want one to jump. There you go.
Perfect. Well, I am battery now.
Not by choice. Fish. Let's see. Yeah. And there we go. Zach the Energizer rat. I could take this corrupt throw bolus now and then get rid of the other one later. But I really should get rid of the other one, period, because I don't need it anymore, so yeah. Oh, Zach, you can do it.
Can't though.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
I don't.
See, it was all because you got rid of that one card. You could have had a chance.
No.
I could have sworn I heard somebody take poison damage, but I don't know who it was. Yeah, something like that. Hold on, you have an attack? What is this? This is nonsense.
I know, crazy. Let's hope I draw something here. I was gonna say, it's like, okay, but my one cold spell is vanished, so I can't use this cold snap. Maybe I'll draw... No, I'll just draw another cold snap I can't use.
Unfortunate. Okay. Um, There it was. There was Gustav's yell.
Oh, how I miss it.
Look, I could just shatter, but oh my god, the Winter Orb is even more damage, and that's multiple hits.
I mean, it only looked like one.
Well, it had the potential to be multiple hits, presuming she survived it. Open the cocoons and rest for a while inside one of the cocoons, where Scott finds himself at home.
Oh.
Oh, I guess I can corrupt that sapphire ring. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here that's really gonna strike anyone's fancy. Cocoons do sound mightily comfy, though. I agree. Look. Think of, like, bedding with silk sheets. These sheets are definitely silk.
I want no part of this.
Scott, do you find an aversion to silk in your day-to-day life?
Now I do.
I didn't before, but now. Yeah, I was gonna say, consumer silk is done with worms. If that makes you feel any better about it.
Shot.
Me and Scott are actually from a town that is famous for silk production. Like, the whole town is based on it. It's really weird. One family pretty much set up the entirety of our town. Not the best opening hand, but we'll take it.
Alright, Zach, get him.
You got an
Alright.
attack. You got
Actually
several
some things I can
attacks.
use here. I like this. Oh. Oh, I can totally do that.
Just.
I think it's worth it. I'm immune to chill, that's rude.
I'll evade the fish. And I'll just... Ow. Get it, Gustav.
Well, the important thing is a feed.
Fish. You know what card you need to put on top of your deck? Fish.
I don't need 2 of these. But I do need Feech. And then I get it back anyway. Ba, 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 ba. I'm making us so vitalized. Look at how much regen everyone's got.
We got one or two. Oh, now Zek is bleeding and on fire.
Oh yeah, curse transfer. I'm like, wait, what? How that much?
how that much? Oh dear. I don't know if you can finish off that front guy, but he's tough.
Seems impossible. So look at how energy efficient this is. Who even needs energy? I have so much of it.
Crookly raises his hand slowly.
Well, maybe he'll be lucky. There you go, you got a little bit.
A little bit of it.
Oh god, that front guy. Oh!
I mean, sent to the Shadow Realm several times over.
For the swag.
That's unnecessary.
Was it though?
Yes. I did the
But
math.
was it though?
Oh, what's really unnecessary is this guy. Corrupt Scorching Ray. Hey, Scott.
Cold snap.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can get that cold snap now.
I still don't feel like I need a third one. And that would be a third evocation too, which I also think is unnecessary.
Cold snap. Cold snap. Aw.
No. If anything, what I really want is an winter orb. A second winter orb would be amazing.
I mean, I have 3.
Uh-huh.
You should just
Look,
do it.
I'll trade you a cold snap for a winter orb.
Alright. But you can't change its type, and I'm gonna give you one of my yellow ones.
Look, I could make it work.
Yeah. Let's see. And that would theoretically chain to hit the other guy. Or I can just... do this. Nah, I believe the correct term is neat. Oh, we're not knights though. You can do some things.
Yeah. Get wrecked.
Grookly appreciates you. That's close. It's like, I just need you to get out of my way, sir. If I cold spark, if I cold
Okay.
spark, would that give the shatter enough oomph? Because I think it's close. Because this is going to be 265. And this will be 21 plus some chill. Will that extra chill be enough to push it over the edge?
I don't know.
I don't think so, but now I kind of want to know
Probably
for
not.
science. It's going to add more than 4 chill. It's going to add 4 base chill, but then it's going to add an additional amount of chill for all of my talents and gear and stuff. That is just enough. Whew. That was spicy. Yeah, sure. I'll do another shatter. Why not? Science wins another day. No, my thorns! You have so much fish.
Bees. Bees.
A fish. Fishmonger Froggo. Look, he can fashion himself up a fishing rod with that loot.
Yeah, he probably could. He won't.
Let's see. It's like I could kill the one in the back, but I can do a lot more to this, I think. Yeah. Well, they're all already dead, but
But they could be more dead.
they could be more dead.
Hey, look.
They could be deader.
The ability to further deadify.
I'm glad you have so much dedication.
I'm glad so much of that went to Evelyn.
Look, she knew that she was going to get her opportunity. She needed to be prepared. Fish. Okay. Spell Echo the Shatter, maybe? Do I Blizzard first and then Spell Echo the Shatter?
That's probably the way to go.
Not that it's gonna matter even a little bit. I think he's dead on the first one. Siphon Life. Oh, you got a nice comment.
You know what? This is for Bunny.
And the fact that you're constantly drawing hands without damage
Exactly.
and every mana.
Yeah, I might actually get rid of one of my mana surges because it's been frustrating. Hydra Egg would be so good for the build I'm doing because I'm basically doing a regen build, but the pills also help me do other kinds of support, and we don't need the extra regen.
We really don't.
We're fine.
We're a-okay. We are stomping everything we see. All right. Bunny appreciates what you've done.
There will be ice comets dropped
Oh.
on enemy heads.
Also, I hadn't thought about this, but Ice Blob.
Yeah, Ice Blob would be very good.
Grookly could Ice Blob, because his pet is pretty inconsequential. Oh, there's just another Fervent Ring right there, ready to go. Excellent. And that's the only thing that Grookly needs. There's also another Cloak of Speed, so you can corrupt yours immediately.
Oh yeah, that's very good. Because I don't have a lot of gold to fish with. So now I'm just gonna do a little bit of re-rolling to get something for Zach.
So you don't have a lot of gold to go fishing with, but he's got so many fish.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta spend money to fish money. What?
I'm gonna need you to run that back. What?
No.
You're like, no. Just old man Captain America. No, I don't think I will.
Oh, Singing Sword. Ah, good. I got it with very few rerolls. There's also a Golden Laurel and a Mountain King here, and I think the Golden Laurel would like Zek is using an advanced handbook, but honestly, it's just there because it's generally good. It's not there because he needs it, and the Golden Laurel is very good.
If I don't find something good, I'm gonna corrupt this warrior code. But I'm gonna give it a couple more. Hey, look, a Mountain King. A Retaliator. And a Nullifier. The Nullifier's not bad, but honestly, I think I might just keep my corrupted warrior code on Evelyn because that's going to be a lot of block. Lyric Scroll, we all feel the same way of no one knows exactly what was said.
Yeah, it's for the best.
Alright, we're getting rid of Grookly's Frozen Carp. Honestly, I think I'm going to get rid of my Vigorous Fury too, because whatever. Oh, get my bleed doublers. And then get rid of the bolus.
Hello there.
How's it going, Capricorn? Thank you for the follow. The ice barriers are there just for the fortifies. Really? Yeah, we'll get rid of you.
I respect you, but where was your brain when that came out? I seldom know where my brain actually is.
At any given moment. It could be anywhere, really.
So it's a hard question to answer.
The answer is 7. 7.
7 banana.
So warehouse into Blobtown?
Sure.
Well, you said you needed money, right?
Yeah, I like money. Get some supplies back since I spent like almost 200 crates this run.
Yeah, we've done one or two. Lyric scroll, the answer was potato. Well, I said 7, but it's 7 potato. So much sadness.
Is it profound?
Profound sadness. This third guy is the one that's going in between. So if I hit him... Oh, I forgot to change his carnage to the other carnage. That's what I forgot to do. I knew I forgot to do something. I'm gonna be sad about it. Well, there you go.
It's a pretty decent start.
You want a hand where you can do things? Here you go. You can't quite cold snap the blizzard. You could frost nova and then cold snap the frost nova.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Apply all that chill and all that burn.
I have winter orbs. I guess I ice barrier and then do a yellow. Yeah, that seems okay.
It's Morbin time.
I agree. Finish him, Frog.
Eesh.
You were stealth. You could have surprised them with a power cord.
I suppose.
Just imagining someone with a guitar hiding in the shadows and just pops out in front of someone and just wow. Ah!
Heart attack, dies. Success!
And that's how it works. Ow.
Oh, Fallen Promise when you play Dart. No, that didn't. What the heck did she do to me?
There's a button for that.
I can.
Abyssal Revenge, it looks like. When damaged by others, deal 24 shadow damage, apply 8 dark. And you activated it twice.
Ah. Well. Oh, it must have been on
Yeah.
each of them.
Ooh. Sadness.
is. And Dark Feast is doing work. Not that I can do anything
Yeah, I was
other
gonna
than
say,
energize this turn.
you got the classic monoturn.
I'm gonna be super sad about it. But look, at least I'm still doing things. It's not like it's useless, it just doesn't feel great.
Ta-da!
Oh, Baraji.
Do I want a second whirlwind? I don't think I need a second whirlwind.
Baraji is so tempting, but I'm not gonna.
Look, Grookly would take the Baraji, weirdly enough. Not that he can have it, but he'd take it. Alright, what are we looking for? What do we want?
My vote is accessories.
I think I agree. I feel like we got a
Most.
pretty good chance of critically succeeding if we do good enough.
Oh yeah.
Just like that.
Oh, there's a cloud song.
There it is.
I was hoping we would find a golden laurel because then I could corrupt the one that I have on Zek. But Nullifier and Cloud Song are both good.
You know what? You can have the pick of the litter because, honestly speaking, I don't know if I'm going to take any of them.
There's a part of me that feels bad about it, but I might just not take either of them either because the problem is the Cloud Song is very good, but Zek already has a way of reducing his energy costs, and Gustav is not struggling for energy, and the pills are doing so much for his support.
Yeah, likewise with the warrior code, I get so much armor off of that, and then the bloodstone is extra bleed charges, and he'll never die. So, this is gonna... We critically succeeded, got 2 legendaries, and just kind of went, eh, walked away.
This is kind of upsetting. Like, I'm really sad about it. I almost feel like I should take because the problem is
you're gonna guilt yourself into taking something that you don't necessarily want.
Like, I was just explaining how, like, technically Zek doesn't need it, but it's not to say he couldn't use it. But it's not what he needs.
It's okay. You gotta have the strength to walk away sometimes.
Uh-huh.
You didn't sound that strong about it.
I didn't like it. Ah!
But we could find new things.
We're gonna find a Cloud Song and a Nullifier in the shop and just be sad that we didn't get them to corrupt.
Oh, that would be tragic.
You know what? I'm just gonna heal a little bit because I'm hurt from that Dark Angel shenanigans.
And then you're gonna hide because you're hurt
then
from all of this Dark Angel.
invisible.
Not necessarily the order that I wanted to draw these in, but... What a draw.
Mm-hmm. You certainly have drawn cards.
Hey, you. Oh. I love it when you draw the whole sauce like that. It's just... I'm a do
I can even do this for the powerful, and just...
Could we stop hitting the front guy? He's very dead. I promise you, he's fine. Okay. Bonk. 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 If I want to go maximum damage, I Winter Orb and then Winter Orb. If I want to keep my armor, I Shatter, Ice Barrier, Winter Orb. That's gonna be a lot of damage. I'm gonna live the dream.
Yeah, I was gonna say either way it's great, but there's definitely a lot of potential there.
Okay. That'll do. Oh, Vampiric Tutor.
A corrupt winter is coming. If only I'd been doing the wet instead of the...
That Devastate, though. I hadn't thought about that. That's pretty good.
Oh, Devastate would be very good.
Okay. Alright. Netherblade. Berserker Claw. Grookly snubs his nose at it. Winter Orb into Winter Orb. Winter is coming. Has already come. Will come again. Yes. Also, explosion! Oh. Lyric explosioned him. Do I want
That's
to
a corrupt whirlwind.
Do I want a corrupt whirlwind? Do I want a second whirlwind? Yeah, I think I do. I think a second one is okay purely because of how much energy I've been getting from Zek. Getting a second turn, second whirlwind isn't a terrible idea. And having more likelihood of nailing a first turn whirlwind, also not bad. Bearded Rhino, happy Tuesday to you too. Glad you could make it.
The fact that they all started with 16 thorns is actually kind of nuts.
Grookly didn't notice the thorns. I guess. Also, Bearded Rhino, the helmets, etc. I always miss the warnings. Let's see, if I pump it up once, then I can still bleed out. Would that be worth it? Or do I just send it? I might just send it.
Just keep in mind you will be taking a lot of thorns.
No,
It also
no, I
diminished
won't.
their thorns, but...
I'm going to be at full health at the end of this attack every time, 100% of the time.
Oh, right, because you have the
Yeah.
the bloodstone.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's good. Then feel free to shave off those thorns for us other squishier people.
Like those thorns are meaningless to Grookly.
Oh, not to Zek. If I get a blizzard, I might have to not play it.
Bearded Rhino, you're in Atlanta. Muggy here today. James is in the Atlanta area himself, so he knows all about it. Wonderful Tuesday morning in Los Angeles. I've always wanted to go to the West Coast. I've technically been there once, but I was so young I don't remember. Y'all going to Vegas for TwitchCon? TwitchCon I think is for Twitch people that are much twitchier than us.
Hello there.
Thank you for the follow, Bearded Rhino. Man, that is spicy.
Boom! Headshot!
Ah! Sun Smelter, you popped your head out.
If
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to do
Yeah,
less dying.
I'm definitely gonna be playing some Healy things here, because we actually need them for a change.
He's putting on a
It's
pair of Heelys.
Just Gustav job security right here.
Yeah,
Screw it, that's fine.
once the remake comes out and I have a higher quality image of it, I'm going to probably make a new sniper notification that's just the ghost trick, swapping out the bullet for the helmet and then blasting somebody in the face with the hard hat. Because that's what I imagine every time Lyric Scroll sees somebody without a helmet. He's just like, hold on, I can fix that. Blasts him.
There we go. Now we're feeling much better. Gustav fixed.
A little unfortunate. I can make sure that one of them dies. Yeah, I'll just finish you off then. Ice Comet.
Do it.
Get him.
Buddy, are you watching? It's time for the kaboom. The cold kaboom.
The cold boom.
Yeah.
Hey, look, meteor shower.
Ooh, vampiric tutor.
Do I want another repetition trading? I don't think I want another repetition trading.
I don't need a second healing serenade. I'm good with just the one.
Cold blob.
So expensive.
It's fine. Ah, Alira.
Headshot!
Icy blorb.
Oh, lava blorb. Why do you have to be the corrupted blorb? Why couldn't the icy blorb be the blorb
Yeah,
that was the
seriously.
corrupted blorb?
And it does. Oh, and it makes you gain blocks, so I feel like that's perfect for Evelyn.
Yeah, but she's already got the daily, and Gurukly
I
doesn't
mean-
have anything ice related.
We could give it to Gustav.
Yeah, like I said, like either Gustav or Gurukly, either of them.
And if we were doing the wet cold instead of the frost fire, the water
Yeah.
blob would also be appropriate.
But
But
we're doing a lot of fire.
do you want the icy blob or should I take it?
I'm happy to take it, but if you want it, I just want one of us to have it.
Okay, because I'll take it then, because the Chompy isn't doing much for me.
Yeah. Well, that'll do. We can head north and read a book. Audio for meeting time. Have fun at your meeting.
Funny.
We have to beat them before round 2, so Gurukly doesn't have us ad. Did you not invest any points in chill?
I don't know. No, I didn't.
If I knew that, then I would have been like, I'll take it, because Gurukly's invested in chill.
Whatever, man.
You're wasting our little icy boy. Look at him.
That's
Look
not
how.
wasted.
Look at the sadness in his eyes.
He's just always that way.
Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop. Do that for later. Grookly is now sad for next turn. Unless the mages can just finish the job. Oh, that'll certainly help.
Yeah. Ow. Get all my energy so that I can blizzard, and then cold snap, and then blizzard. You said you wanted to make sure this didn't go to round 2, right?
I did say that.
Well, there you go.
Welp. Easy peasy. I need a double Yor, but not Fury. I've not seen a double bleed card, and it makes me sad. Lots of people here are interested in books.
I mean, we have mages.
Time for the tank to get glass cannon, baby.
I now have a vampire rat.
Not that interested in Fury, so I might just grab Tireless. Yeah. Rare equipment. Fish.
Bees, lead a song.
I do like how you can technically throw that fish at enemies.
Do I just encore the Ode of War? I mean, these fights don't last long.
Not lately.
But the encore, I could save it for next round.
Yeah.
It might last 2 rounds. Who knows? And then I shoot that one.
Got him.
Also, the blob right now is it has a mouth and it must scream.
I hate it, thanks. I could pump up a Devastate, or I could just double Rampage, which is the same thing, but just spreading it out. And technically applying more bleed. Yeah.
Oh, the vampiric
Oh.
tutor and blizzard isn't in my hand.
I mean, you already had a yellow shatter that would have been maybe not finishing them off, but very close to doing so.
Yeah, definitely not
Yeah.
killing them, just doing a lot of damage. But this, oh yeah.
And then if you monogem Frost Nova Shatter, I
Well,
mean,
I
you
was
could also
thinking
prismatic
prismatic
field
field for the powerful, which I should have done first, but that's a lot of powerful.
It's powerful, yeah.
Powdered sugar.
The delayed reaction.
Yeah, the little after shot from the soul harvest was what finished him.
I'm glad I kept my mouth shut because I was on the hair of being like, why couldn't you just finish? And then he died, and I went, I didn't say nothing.
Yes, Vampiric Tutor is a very notorious Magic the Gathering card. It's one that got, I believe, restricted and then banned, or banned and then reduced to restricted. I don't remember which. I don't keep track of the tournament scene, but it's a very powerful card. I have one. It's great.
I use it in every deck. Can you have that Frost card? Yeah. Look, that's why I didn't buy it, so you can buy it.
Yes, we are definitely Magic nerds. We have played a lot of Magic. We have gathered it.
We have gathered all of the magics. It's been a while since we played that. We should.
Yeah. Well, it's
We
like,
should.
now that James isn't around these parts,
It's harder, yeah.
just haven't been as inclined. But it does work perfectly fine on Tabletop Simulator, though. We should make that a thing.
Alright. What can the Grookles do in turn 1 here? Oh, a Corrupted
I
Whirlwind.
gave him some powerful, so let's see.
Yeah, I guess I just...
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we could literally build our commander decks into the digital versions and then just play them. Like, we wouldn't even have to come up with new ones. We already have decks.
It's true.
Blizzard.
More Blizzard. If that was the other Mana Gem, you could have done more Blizzard.
Yeah.
If you didn't Prismatic, you could have Frost Nova.
Wait, why does the Blizzard still say 3 in my graveyard? That's not
Don't worry about
accurate, right?
it. It's not.
It must be a bug. Because I was thinking if I could cold snap it again and make it 0, I mean... but it shouldn't work that way.
Whew, this is a spicy meatball of a hand here.
Look, Gift Harvester, I'll see if I can convince James to do that on one of the... Because we've been doing Tabletop Simulator on the Monday streams a lot. See if we can... Shouldn't take much convincing to just tell James we should play some Magic, because I know he wants to anyway. I don't know how much people would watch it, but you could see.
Oh, they survived.
That was only technically true.
Oh, a Corrupt Vampiric Tutor. And a
Oh,
Corrupt
and
Enrage.
I'm
Okay.
jealous. I have a Corrupt Cursenomicon, which on Zek is usually really exciting. But that's not what I'm doing. But there is a Vampiric Tutor here, which is also very strong. So... There's a mirror.
That is a mirror. As much as it pains me, I think I'm gear set for the run. The only slot that I would consider changing is Evelyn's ring, and I haven't seen anything that I'd want to change it with yet.
Well, if you're not gonna take it, I might take it on Zek because the Laurel is very good, but he's not specifically leaning into that. Like if he had Tomes of Intellect, it would be even better. But he doesn't have anything else that gives Inspire. But the Mirror would make some really strong plays for him. Like especially if he opens with a Vampiric Tutor,
Yeah.
like that would be nuts.
The Amulet of Protection is tempting for Evelyn, but I've been getting these 10 energy first turns that are really popping off, and I don't want to change that.
Yeah.
So, Bunny, don't forget to set up today's video. I won't and haven't because I've done it because I wasn't sure if you were going to be back in time because I know that you were on the side doing other things. So I had to make sure that I was going to be all set. Nah.
We don't need to be sad.
Yeah, I know you're double dipping, but I didn't want to distract you. Viper, not only is that not what I'm saying, but that's essentially what you said to me this morning.
Yeah. Viper didn't want to be here. We're not important enough.
Bleed out for next turn might be okay. 4, 6, 7. So yeah, I'll leave these two and I can do everything else.
Also, Bunny, how far are you guys in your Across the Obelisk run? Because, you know, I could join in an Across the Obelisk run at some point. I'm just saying. This run ain't gonna last much longer. Oh, the Blizzard in the opening hand is actually oddly a little sad now.
It's like Scott hasn't even finished one run and he's already jonesing for another one.
There we go. That should be enough energy that now I can double Blizzard.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I didn't need the one extra energy now that I think about it because I'm going to get the refund. But still, this is very strong.
They are very cold.
Yeah.
Just don't have to drag this out. I'll just play this one card. Another Winter Orb. How many Winter Orbs is too many Winter Orbs?
I mean, now that I've got all these Vampiric Tutors, I wouldn't mind another Blizzard. I'm just saying.
See, Viper, I would retort, but I'm too busy. See? See?
Yeah, we're just not important enough. I see. I could remove a couple cards.
Okay.
Because now I don't need the Frost Nova anymore, realistically.
I'm actually gonna get rid of the Cold Spark, weirdly enough. But I think I want every other card on her. As far as the Grugels is concerned. You, get rid of you. If I got rid of both rampages, then I thin out the deck pretty consistently for that repetition training. We'll try it. Okay. Oh, Anvil, how I need thee.
Hell.
Easy. Actually, I should probably have one blue winter orb. And then 2 yellows. Or I can just have three yellows and just be crazy. Just go mad with power. You know what? That's what we'll do. Oh.
Actually, I was gonna make my vampiric tutors the yellow ones because the blue ones are so heavy in health cost, but Zek has vampirism. Like, he'll get the health back immediately.
Yeah, Zek and Grookly self-heal, like, infinitely. Evelyn just gets enough block to not care unless it's the damage via your block. So basically, Gustav is just looking out for himself at this point.
Which is sad. Like, what? Ugh.
This is pretty... Man, I'm not even gonna entertain it.
Look, if it gets to round 2, I'm ready to do things.
You're like, I'll be here, waiting.
In the shadows.
Oh, why, hello,
Gustav has just
hand.
receded to the background of this run.
Alright. Okay.
Alrighty then. You've certainly got energy to do things.
I'm going to Onslaught, and I'm going to pay the 6 cost for the Whirlwind, because I'll get the
Yeah.
discount, and then I'll get the discount. Oh,
Just more energy.
Okay.
You could do a full Devastate easy, and then bleed out whatever you... Okay, that was spread out.
I almost want a battle plan to see if I can get my... Really a lot of other things, because I have the energy to spare.
You could do another Whirlwind.
You know what? Why don't you two just hold on a second? Let's just... You know, just a casual double Whirlwind turn.
And that's without using dual wield.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I forgot about the mirror, because I'm a dumb. Don't mind me, just over here being an idiot.
Being forgetful and being an idiot are two different things. Trust me, I'm both, so I know.
I could... I can double Blizzard, but not if I Prismatic Field, so... We're just gonna Blizzard. And then we're gonna Blizzard. I feel like this was a pretty good AoE round.
Since we're doing this for the entertainment of others with all of that going on, would you call that Blizzard entertainment?
No.
Okay. tempting, but nah, I don't think I need any of that.
Another Ballad of Conquest.
Nom nom check. Still got my Coke Zero. I'm probably gonna eat something after the stream. I had something really small before stream because I was a little bit behind. I mean, it's gotta be.
Nothing like bringing a singing frog to the final boss.
My favorite part is he's a singing frog that has nothing to do with handcheck whatsoever, and he's just like, "Huh? Who are you?"
Yeah.
Feet check. I still have feet. Hand check still has feet checks.
First time I made the feet check joke, I laughed far longer than I should have. That really got me.
The whirlwind here seems a bit wasteful. I might actually battle plan. Put the whirlwind back. Although I'm gonna draw it anyway. Well, maybe not.
Is there... Oh yeah, because Onslaught is going to make you draw a card.
It's 2, 3, 4. Actually, do I want to? I have 6 energy. I should have carnaged first. Well, no, it's gonna get cheaper. So, 2, 3, 4. If I do that, then I'll have 2 energy left, and then each of those carnages will cost 1.
I think it's factoring in the energy that you have after paying the base 2.
Oh.
So I think you have more than that. Yeah, I think you can just go nuts.
I will choose to believe you. You are correct.
Haha! I was pretty confident that that's how it worked, but there was that part of me that was just lacking in the confidence because I'm like, oh, what if I'm wrong? It's gonna mess up the turn.
Welcome to every day of my life.
Double Vampiric Tutor sounds good.
Yeah, get what you want.
Now that I actually remember I have a mirror. And in this case, because it's just one guy, I think the Winter Orb is what I want.
Easily.
Especially since I have a Cold Snap. And then I will tutor again to get the Ice Comet, because again, single target. And it's Ice Comet. Well,
either that or the Shatter.
Or the Shatter. I suppose an argument could be made.
I think after doing all the Winter Orb soul harvesting shenanigans with the Cold Snap, I think the Shatter's going to do more.
As sad as it makes me, I think the Shatter's already going to do more. I feel bad because it's Ice Comet. It's fun.
You shouldn't feel bad. The card should feel bad for not being as good as it should be.
And then I draw a Blizzard because why not? All right, let's start going to town. I think the Shatter is actually what I'm going to Cold Snap, because yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Well,
or do I want to apply more chill?
I was gonna say, if you apply more chill, because that sets up for future, not only future turns, but like Evelyn's immediate impending turn.
Yeah, and my own second Shatter is going to be start. Let's see how much stronger. So it's 439 right now. And this is still applying a fair bit of damage. That's like, what, 200 damage by itself? And then, yeah, it's a pretty good increase. Oh, and then Mana Gem. I put Blizzard. It's very inefficient, though. I feel like I'd be better off Mana Surging and then saving the rest of my energy.
Yeah, because you're probably getting another turn.
Oh, well.
Hold on.
Hold up. Who said I'm done?
Hold up. Let him cook.
Maybe just a free Blizzard?
Yeah, a free Blizzard's really hard to say no to.
Although next turn he's going to have the clones, and I probably want to have a Blizzard in the deck.
But do you also want to have a crazy shatter in the deck for the exact same reason? Because that's the AoE shatter.
The question, though, is are they going to have a lot of chill? Well, Grookly's going before me, so they probably will.
I'm not convinced that they're going to live long enough to matter, if I'm being completely honest.
I guess we'll see. Of course. Of course. Thank you, game.
Sad.
Thank you
Gustav
so much for
noises.
that.
Oh yeah.
That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's a spicy hand.
Because you can, yeah, double Winter Orb and then double Shatter. Ugh.
And then I think I do the shatter first, because that's going to give me more armor for the Winter Orb. Yeah, this is
God,
feeling
he's
pretty
getting
spicy.
wrecked. Is he just dead? I think he's just dead. Yep. He's just dead. Literally never got to summon his clones.
Just bad.
Now imagine if I had taken the perk where Burn did cold damage. That's what I should have done in retrospect, but I was trying to put my perks together in a hurry. Didn't really think about it.
Question of the day: will Phase 2 get a single turn?
I almost want to just encore Power Slave, because like, what else is Gustav gonna do? Why am I setting up for turn 2?
What turn 2?
Exactly.
Still not as impressive as the time you made the enemy lose a turn. True. That was quite the special scenario that does not come up very often. Okay.
Enrage into enrage.
The whirlwind feels wasteful.
But what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Just a carnage?
I'll onslaught. Because I'll get one back, I'll draw a card. Hopefully it'll be another attack that I can use. Or, alternatively... I mean, it's technically...
More carnage.
Okay. I set him up for you.
He's got a little bit of chill. Okay.
Remember the first one you do? Yeah, I was gonna say you got the mirror.
Yep. I stopped myself at the. I was about to Death Embrace, and I'm like, wait, no, I wanna.
I watched the mouse go over, and I just went, "Oh no, don't do it!"
Oh, the Winter Orb is the one spell not here. Oh, because it's in my hand. Duh. Never mind me. I said nothing. I probably want the shatter for one of them at least.
Yeah, and then you could get a blizzard for another one.
And then let's see what I draw. Ooh, Dark Miasma is helpful.
Okay.
Got the Ice Comet, and I can play it. But it's that or the Winter Orb.
I think the Winter Orb is just
And the Winter Orb
good.
is better, which I feel so bad for Ice Comet. It's not fair.
I hear nothing. Nothing. Oh, it's so frosty.
Stay frosty, my friends.
Okay. This is not the hand that I wanted.
It is unfortunate that all of your ice spells vanish and you have Cold Snap.
It's like, I'll probably...
But you could spell echo
I
the
could spell
shatter.
echo the shatter, which is fine. Just do what I can while I can do it.
I mean, you did a significant amount.
It's just I knew it could have been so much more. Ice Barrier doesn't count as a cold spell, so Cold Snap would do nothing, so...
Yeah. So he gets a turn.
Sad. Sad days all round.
I don't think he'll get a second one.
Not only is he not going to get a second one, I don't think his clone is going to get a first one.
Oh, that percentage increase on the chill.
He's very, very cold.
Let's go ahead and double Ballad of Conquest. That'll make everyone even spicier on the damage. Oh, and I can ice shot. It's gonna be epic. Do that. We'll do that. And then Frost Shock. Gustav is participating.
Tools is still the best ice mage. Oh, there's the bleed out. Lovely. Do I do it now or do I go nuts and then do it in a second?
I think you go nuts and then do it. So much bleed.
He's fine. Not even gonna bother. I think that AoE Shatter is just the game. And then some.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Ta-da! Turns out chill build's still pretty good.
Yep. It's not bad.
Evelyn was the DPS and the tank.
Look, if Zek hadn't been also batterying...
Well, Evelyn had two things going for her. The fact that she was slowest meant that everyone else put on the chill first.
Yeah.
And just the yellow winter orbs are disgusting. In the right circumstances. Of which I had the right circumstances.
They were pretty gross.
Hey, Gustav did the most healing.
Yeah, that's what he was here for.
If anything,
look,
I'm shocked at how little damage Krugly did.
Yeah.
Krugly applied a lot of debuffs, but was not there to actually do damage.
Yeah, because the thing was, like, he's applying a lot of bleed, but the bleed goes off at the end of the turn, and the main thing was that it was for applying the chill, which allowed Zek and Evelyn to just absolutely obliterate things.
It's not often that Krugly is there for utility, but...
But yeah, he was the setup character, essentially.
So there we go. We did the thing. Congratulations, us.
Yeah.
So that'll be it for today's stream. New video will be out in like 25-ish minutes. And then there's going to be another video coming out probably 2 hours after that. I think I'm going to shoot for like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just a bonus video, just cuz. And then, yeah, so tomorrow will be Wednesday. Correct. And then that means more Xenogears. So I'll get back into that. So, yeah. Have a good rest of your day. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.